עבודת הבורא, מאירים את העולם בתורה במעשים טובים ובכל מלאכת עבודת הבורא, ובכל מלאכת עבודת הבורא.
מודה אני לפניך מלך אביכם שגזרת בי נשמתי וכוונה רבה אמונתי.
תגידי, אתה שי?
כן.
אתה לירושלים?
כן.
נו תעלה, אני אסע.
אתה הסעה?
למה, מה נראה לך? יש לך בעיה עם זה? יאללה תעלה, אין זמן. אתה הסעה? אתה הסעה. עלה. עלה, עלה.
כמה זמן? שחררנו. נו, סע.
מה זה החליפות האלה? מה אתם מתחתנים? מה אתה עוקף? עוד לא התחלנו לנסוע.
אתה יודע שאתה יכול להדליק מזגן?
בטח, ברור. תפתחו מאחורה, יש לכם מזגן ידני. אה? 4 כיווני אוויר. תפסיקו בבקשה לדבר על בנצי, הוא נעלב.
זה בנצי.
מה זאת אומרת מי זה בנצי? בנצי זה הרכב, כמו אח שלי.
טוב, סע בנצי.
אם הייתי ראש ממשלה, אני הייתי משכפל את עצמי גנטית לפחות 3 פעמים, אולי אפילו 5, אבל 3 משמרות. ככה הייתי עובד 24 שעות, אה? נו מה? תיסעו!
מנשה, שמת כבר ווייז לירושלים?
ווייז? ווייז. אני יש לי שיטות משלי. אני לא צריך ווייז. למשל, אני בוחר איזה רכב ומתחיל לנסוע אחריו. הנה, למשל זה. לפעמים זה עובד, לפעמים זה לא, אבל מקסימום תמיד מגיעים למקום מעניין.
אולי עדיף שתיסע כבר ברוורס. מה זה? מנשה, מה אתה עושה?
אמרת לנסוע ברוורס, לא?
למה עצרנו? איפה אנחנו?
אין לי מושג, כנראה בנצי עייף.
מנשה, אנחנו באיחור, מה נעשה?
ביזנס, עסקים, לאן אתם מאחרים?
בבקשה מנשה, אנחנו מאחרים.
בוא נצא נבדוק מה קורה. בנצי, מה קרה? זה בטח בעיה באלטרנטור. אולי ברטיאטור. אולי בשאסי קיבל מכה, באופן קלאסי. מה אתה אומר? מה נעשה, בנצי? מה נעשה? יש לי רעיון? נתקשר לגרב. הלו! גרב פלישתים, כן. כן, זה אני עם בנצי. כן, שוב פעם הוא נרדם לי. מה אני אעשה? הוא נרדם. לפחות הפעם הוא לא נוכח. בבקשה, אני פה עם ילדים, הם ממהרים לאיזה משהו, אני לא בדיוק יודע. מה, באמת? אתם תגיעו? תוך כמה זמן? 10 שעות. מדהים, מדהים. אני בינתיים יפוש לי כאן, איך שאני יודע. להתראות, תודה. Ay, the do die. Ay, the do day. Oh, yo, 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 do day. Ay, the do die. Ay, the do day.
מנשה, קום, אנחנו צריכים לנסוע.
תהיה בלחץ, תראה איזה יום יפה, תראה את השמיים הכחולים, את העצים, ציפורים, איזה כיף. תרגעו, מה יש לכם? הכל בסדר, דיברתי עם הגרר, הם אמרו שהפעם הם יבואו מאוד מהר.
ברוך השם.
כן, הפעם הם אמרו שייקח להם מקסימום 10 שעות.
10 שעות?
כן, בקליל. איזה שמיים כחולים. הירוק משתלב עם התכלת.
טוב, אין ברירה. הולכים ברגל. מה ברגל? זה לא רחוק? מה, אתה רוצה להפסיד את הנחת תפילין? צודק.
מה? תפילין? אמרתם תפילין! רגע, בואו, עזרו לי לקום! מה תפילין?
אנחנו חייבים להגיע לאירוע גדול של כולל חב"ד.
לאירוע של כולל חב"ד בבר מצווה שבכותל? בואו, אני חייב לספר לכם משהו. בואו. את התפילין האלה אני קיבלתי באירוע בר מצווה שלי של כולל חב"ד. אני לא אשכח את היום הזה. זה היה אירוע הבר מצווה שלי. קיבלתי את זה בכותל המערבי. אני לא אשכח את זה מאותו יום. כל יום אני מניח את זה, ולא משנה מה. איזה יום אני עובר, לא משנה איזה זמנים קשים עברתי. תמיד. כשאני מניח אותם אני מרגיש שאני מתחבר לקודש ברוך הוא בעצמו. זה עושה לי כל כך טוב לנשמה. אתם מבינים ילדים, גם אני הייתי בגיל שלכם. אתם יודעים, אפילו בנצי פעם רצה להניח אותם, נכון בנצי? אתם רואים? יאללה, בואו נלך. קדימה ילדים, לעודד את בנצי! בנצי! לעודד את בנצי, לעודד אותו!
בנצי!
בבקשה ממך בנצי, בבקשה תהיה ילד טוב. אני אוהב אותך, אתה יודע גם אני אוהב אותך, אתה יודע מה אני עושה בשבילך.
בנצי!
קדימה בנצי! קדימה ילדים! תצטרחנו, קדימה ילדים! קדימה להיכנס לאוטו! נוסעים לכולל חב"ד! אירוע בר מצווה! אנחנו נוסעים!
קהל יקר, צהריים טובים לכולם, וברוכים הבאים לירושלים. יש לי הודעה מאוד חשובה להודיע לכם, הודעה שלא הודיעו כאן באף בר מצווה של אף אחד מהבוגרים שנוכחים כאן. ובכן קהל יקר, בעוד דקות אחדות יצטרף אלינו כבוד נשיא המדינה, מר יצחק הרצוג. אבקשכם קהל יקר לתפוס את מקומותיכם, ובהיכנסו נכבדו בקימה. עדכן אתכם כשזה קורה. שתי הודעות מאוד מאוד חשובות, בבקשה לשים לב שכולם איתי כדי לדעת אותם בזמן ביקור הנשיא. דבר ראשון, ברוח הימים, במידה וחלילה איכשהו תשמע אזעקה, צבע אדום, אף אחד לא קם, אף אחד לא יוצא מן האולם, נשארים יישובים בכיסאות. זו ההודעה הראשונה. ההודעה השנייה, ההבטחה באירוע הוא של שב"כ בלבד. במקרה חלילה של אירוע ביטחוני, אף אחד בקהל לא שולף נשק. שב"כ בלבד. אז סליחה שהייתי צריך ככה לתת את שתי ההתראות הללו בפנים חמורות סבר, אבל חוזרים לשמחה הגדולה שלנו כאן. אנחנו נתחיל אותה מיד עוד רגע. רק קודם נספר לכם על המשחק הגדול שמלווה לנו במתח רב בכל שנה את האירוע המדהים הזה. וזה החידון הנפלא שכל אחד מנערי המצווה הולך להשתתף בו על ידי קליקרים. יודעים איזה משחק קליקרים? בעוד מספר דקות, לאחר שנתכבד בבואו של הנשיא, הצוות כאן יחלק לכל נער מצווה את הקליקר שלו, וכך כולם יוכלו להשתתף. כל אורח, כל שר, כל רב שיעלה לברך אתכם בשמחה הגדולה הזו, ישאל גם שאלת טריוויה, ואז אתם צריכים לענות גם את התשובה הנכונה וגם הכי מהר שאפשר. בסיום האירוע, 3 המקומות הראשונים יזכו בפרס. יש לנו 2 בידוריות ענק כדי שתוכלו תמיד לשיר ולשמוח, ויש לנו סט של אוזניות איירפוד משוכללים. אז כאמור, השלטים יובאו עליכם בעוד מספר דקות. אין צורך לקום, ואנחנו מחכים ממש בכל רגע לבואו ולהצטרפותו אלינו של כבוד נשיא המדינה.
על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת, שמו כליאתו, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים, על קולל, על קולל, 8 כלים, כליאתו, על הדבש, על העוקץ, על המים, על המים והמתוק, על נתן הכל נטוע, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבאים והשובה, אשובה אל הארץ הטובה. מרשש אילן ברוח, מרחוק נושר כוכב, משאלות ליבי בחושך מתגשמות עכשיו. אנא שמור לי על כולל, על אהובי נפשי, על אביך, על זה אשיר, על כוללת, על כוללת, שמונה לי, כלי הטוב, על הדבש והאוכל, על המטוב. אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה. אנא שמור לי על כוללת. אוויר הרים צלול היין וריח אורני נישא ברוח ארבעים עם כל פעמי ובתרדמת אילן ואבן שבויה בחלומה העיר אשר בדד יושבת ובליבה חומה ירושלים של זהב של נחושת ושל אור.
This special broadcast on ILTV. I'm Colel Ben David. We are coming to you live from the Binyanei Ha'uma Convention Center in Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, Ira Kodesh, for a very special event. I'd like to invite you to a bar mitzvah celebration, but one unlike any that perhaps you've heard of or attended. It's a celebration being put on by Colel Chabad. Now, of course, everybody knows Chabad, the religious spiritual movement of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, but not everyone knows Colel Chabad, but they should know it. Now, when the Rebbe spoke, when we speak about tzedakah, charity in Hebrew, we say charity, but the Rebbe related it to the Hebrew word tzedek, its original root, which is justice, righteousness, because charity is something you should do, justice and righteousness is something you must do. And that brings us to Colel Chabad, because that really embodies that, I think, that principle. With me is Rabbi Zalman Duchman, the executive director of Colel Chabad. Let's first talk a little about Colel Chabad, Zalman.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. Welcome to this special broadcast of ILTV. As we broadcast this most special event, this Big Bar Mitzvah, put on by Colel Chabad. Colel Chabad is the oldest continuously operating charity in Israel, established in 1788 and continuous ever since. It was started by the Balatanya, the first Chabad Rebbe, Reb Shneir Zalman of Liadi. And it started, the Reb Shneir Zalman himself was very passionate about the land of Israel. Many people don't know
But the first organized aliyah to the land of Israel was organized in the year 1777 by Reb Shneir Zalman, and he was part of the group that he himself headed out to, together with 300 other people to make aliyah to the land of Israel. On their route, as they came towards, along the route, the students of Baal Shem Tov pressured him to go back to lead, and several years later he got message of the plight of the poverty in the land of Israel at the time, and he established Colel Chabad, creating support, continuous support. So, and that continues ever since. This is a special bar mitzvah celebration.
Well, let me ask you about that, because Colel Chabad does many charitable.
Yes, Colel Chabad does many activities across.
But the Rebbe had a sort of, I think, a special feeling in his heart for widows and orphans. And that is really, I guess, the theme of today's event, special bar mitzvah event. Tell us about that.
This bar mitzvah is extremely special. It's usually done right around the Rebbe's birthday, and it's always aligned with the Rebbe's age for the past several years. We honored the Rebbe's birthday in the days before. Unfortunately, this year, Israel was under threat. It would be impossible to make such a gathering, so it was delayed. So such a unique day, a day of Rosh Chodesh Sivan,
right.
The one day in the Jewish history where Jews were Ki'ish Achad B'Lev Achad. The Torah, the Bible says that when the Jewish people came to the foot of Mount Sinai, just 6 days before giving the Torah, they stood together as one. And today we stand together as
right.
one, helping these children, all different situations, all fatherless children. As the Rambam describes an orphan, they're missing the mother or the father. I hear in my ear a welcoming song that I imagine that they are welcoming the entry of the president of the state of Israel.
Right, a special guest today, President Isaac Herzog. We see, I believe, there on the screen, entering into the hall there. Of course, President Herzog comes from a very distinguished rabbinical lineage himself.
Yeah, very distinguished Chabad lineage.
Yes.
Correct.
And he will be speaking to us. Let's talk a little about, we're talking about 125. When we say orphans, though, we're talking about who have lost their father primarily. And of course, once President Herzog starts to speak, we will go to him. But we are talking about a lot of orphans. We should say this is an event that's been going on for several years, but maybe it's achieved a certain urgency in recent years because of the number of orphans resulting from, unfortunately, the conflicts here that Israel has been engaged in.
Unfortunately, we've never had this amount of orphans in our 25 years that we've been part of this program that called Chesed Menachem Mendel, a special fund to help with the education and mental emotional well-being of these young orphans. So this is we've never had this many of new families. We had some 115 new families in the past 2.5 years. Something that we've never had this many families join. In addition, we never had this many young families, extremely young widows. We have multiple children that were born after the passing of their fathers.
Terrible.
And carrying their father's name, carrying memorials for their fathers, living memorials. And so I think the urgency is now here more than ever. But on the other hand, also the outpouring of support around the world for these families.
Right, we should mention it's not just about giving a bar mitzvah to these young boys. It's really helping it's a whole process that, in a sense, is the climax of a process of helping their families.
Correct. Colel, we'll be spending the next 2 hours together. I would like to just go into the hall where Ephraim Kamissar. Ephraim Kamissar is actually a voice known on the radio in Israel,
right.
a music channel, and he MCs every year. He actually used to run the program. He used to run the program of Chesed Menachem Mendel, and he continues to MC the event. He is right now welcoming in all the children to the event. And he's going to go ahead and introduce the president of Israel, Mr. Isaac Herzog.
Right, and these
בשריד
children
בית
earlier
מקדשנו,
had their
בכותל
bar mitzvah
המערבי.
at
Yes,
the Colel.
earlier today we were at the Kotel. We will be able to cut to it in just a bit. Could I get the sound in my ear from the hall? I'm sorry. Like this, I could try to do a little bit of a translation.
תראו את ההתרגשות שלהם, שמשתתף איתנו כאן, כבוד נשיא המדינה, בחגיגת בר המצווה.
We're welcoming the
לנשיא המדינה
president.
אין זו היכרות ראשונה עם הארגון כולל
All
חב"ד.
looks
This is
magnificent.
not
אנחנו,
the first time
אזרחי המדינה, זכינו
that the
שכבוד
president
נשיא
is
המדינה,
partnering with Colel
במהלך
Chabad.
שנות העשייה הפורות,
Actually, it's quite interesting that
זכה גם
our
כן
largest program is a
לשרת את
national
העם
project of
בתפקיד
food
שר
security
הרווחה.
that was started while the
ושם כנראה
president
גם
was serving
החמלה
this
הגדולה
country in his
והאהבה
role
הגדולה
as
שיודע
in his role
להפגין
in
לכל אחד כאן
while the
במדינה.
president was
במשך השנים הללו
serving this country in his
התוודע
role as
כמובן
Minister of
לארגון
Social
המופלא
Welfare.
כולל
That's where
חב"ד.
we started the largest
ואף
program.
יחד
So
יזם
Ephraim Commissar is
וייסד
referencing
ביחד עם כולל
that
חב"ד את
that
המיזם הלאומי לביטחון
So,
תזונתי.
so the MC is
מיזם
referencing
שהפך
that partnership
למושא
that
להערצה
started with some
במדינה
several
כולה.
thousand families,
בזכות הכבוד
then and today serves
והאכפתיות
47,000
וניתנת
families.
העזרה לזקוקים לה. היום
Right.
אני מתכבד לבשר
We
לנשיא
do have
שבמיזם הזה
a guest with
למעלה
us. Maybe if we could start before the president
Go ahead.
speaks. We have with us Sagit Cohen. Of course, she is one of the widows who is with us, and she is the mother. Is Elia, who's one of the bar mitzvah boys that is being was bar mitzvah there at the Kotel with Colel Chabad and support. First of all, tell us a little about your own situation, and first of all, if you can, the passing of your husband and your situation.
I'm Sagit Cohen. I live in Hashmonaim. I live in Hashmonaim. There are many Americans there. We're a family of. I have my husband passed away a year ago. I was left with 10 kids. The youngest is Ariel, is a sweet baby. Was born after my husband passed away. I think no one understands for sure what a widow has to cope with.
Right, you have 7 children. That's correct. Is it?
I have
Nine.
eight
Oh, I'm sorry.
children.
Yes, 8.
The youngest was born after the loss of my husband.
Mazel tov on that.
I think no one can understand what a widow has to cope with. But I'm so lucky to be a part of this Colel Chabad organization. They think about each and every kid. They let us to be part of activities, and they have many opportunities to grow, and they have tutors. They allow us to breathe deep, to get deep breath, and to gain strength.
So stay with us because the President Herzog is about to speak. We're going to listen to what President Herzog has to say, and we will pick
Let her join us. We could enjoy the president together, if we can hear.
שלום לכם.
Welcome, shalom, shalom. And everybody should know shalom means.
חתני הבר מצווה.
Cherished
מכובדיי.
children, honorable
ראש
guests,
כולל חב"ד העולמי, הרב
the
שלום
International
דוכמן,
Director
תודה
of
רבה
Chabad,
לך.
Rabbi Shalom Duchman, my
מנכ"ל
esteemed
כולל
father,
חב"ד העולמי, הרב מנדי בלוי, שהוא ידיד יקר, ידיד נפש, שאני מאוד אוהב אותו.
Mendy Bray,
אני
the
רק
director
אתקן, אני לא
here in
טסתי
Israel.
לארצות הברית עם אבא שלי, אני הייתי בארצות הברית, אבא שלי היה שגריר באו"ם, ואנחנו באנו בשמחת תורה, בשמחת תורה,
He's correcting
וזכיתי,
what
באמת זכיתי,
he's
לקבל את
correcting
ברכתו של
what
הרבי.
the MC said about
מכובדיי כולם,
receiving the bracha that he himself was born in America while his
בני מצווה יקרים
was
ואהובים,
serving
היום הוא
Israel
יום
in
חג
his
לכם
capacity
ולנו.
of
זה יום שבו
in
אנחנו
the UN.
מציינים את המעבר שלכם מילדות להתבגרות.
Today we're celebrating a special day where each of you are entering into adulthood. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said once as
אני
follows,
מצטט אותו.
and I'm going to quote,
אני מאמין בפיזיקה,
ובפיזיקה הכוח לא יכול ללכת לאיבוד, להיעלם.
I believe in
מה שהיה
physics.
קיים פעם, קיים לעולם.
What existed will continue to exist.
באוניברסיטת הסורבון בפריז.
It's known that the Rebbe studied physics in the Sorbonne. He actually knew my grandfather, the president's grandfather, and the Rebbe understood physics. He says whatever existed once will continue to exist, and therefore I believe in the strength of the Jewish people, especially in the youth, as an energy, the atomic energy could serve some great strength. The great strength, beloved children, get stronger. I would like to thank the Chesed Menachem Mendel of Colel Chabad for this major thing, giving me the honor to bless you and to be blessed by you. This is for you, important days for you, but also includes in confusion. I also remember my age of bar mitzvah, and you find, you search, and each of you are going to grow with both emotionally, and each of you are going to find the pains of the world.
כמובן מגלים בו גם סדקים. אבל אתם, בני המצווה האהובים, אתם נחשפתם מגיל מאוד צעיר לכאב עצום.
So obviously, like just that's for every teenager, how much more so for you, that you're facing your individual challenges.
להישיר מבט לחלקים השבורים של העולם. להיות בעומק הכאב, להיפרד פרידה כואבת.
For each of you to overcome your challenges. If it's from your mother or your father, and to see each of them in their pain. You are young, and you know that there's things that can't be undone, and things that don't have an end. But you found joy in all this hardship. You grew beside and accompanied with the challenges. You're not only growing, but you're becoming stronger. Each of you is a victor of substance, a victor of mamash. Kalev, how would I say mamash? True victory. You came now from the Kotel, a very special experience. You were by the Kotel this morning, and you grew up. If you feel that there's challenges in the mix of the bitterness and the joy, and I want to say from my experience, sometimes it's necessary to celebrate through hardship. We are very pleased, and I'm pleased to be here together with you and to bless you on the great light that you're bringing to the world. And I'm sure that the stories and the memories that you heard from your father shall always be with you. And you'll always have the spirits of them. Today, as a president of the state of Israel, I want to say we love you and we're proud of you. And on this day, I guarantee you, just like we served your pain together with you, we're here pleased to celebrate the joy with you. That you should continue to grow and to sprout and to develop and to dream for the future. Beloved children, I conclude, I have no doubt that you will grow to be a place of pride, a great pride and nechama and consolation for your family, for your friends, for your teachers. And I wish you all only good and kindness should follow you for the rest of your life. And we love you very much, and Mazel Tov. Thank you so much.
The President of Israel, Isaac Herzog, excellent translation. Sagi, let me ask you, the President spoke about the feelings of being bar mitzvahed at the Colel. I was bar mitzvahed at the Colel. My family flew from America for that experience. What was it like for your son and also for you, that experience? What did it mean?
I am proud of him to be a continuous boy to his father, Zichrono Livracha, who continues to keep mitzvot and to be. My son is a Kohen. He blesses Israel every day, and I am very proud of him and his brothers. I have 5 kids that will be Kohanim in Bet HaMikdash Bezrat Hashem.
Okay, very, very, very moving. And finally, I just want to ask, because, we're being watched. This is for an international audience. Colel Chabad, you've talked about how they've helped you. What would maybe your message to the audience about supporting Colel Chabad?
President.
Okay. We may be joined. We're going to see if we're going to be joined by... Yes, Sagi, thank you so much. If we're going to be joined by President Herzog.
It is our great honor that the president is going to join us here in the studio. Yeah, he's a sit over there. Whatever, if you want me to. What?
Okay. Okay. Could we? Okay.
Right over here.
Rabbi Duchman, בוא. תודה. Okay, זהו, you ready?
Yeah.
So you asked me how was it, and I'll
First of all, Rabbi Herzog,
No.
President Herzog, thank you so much. What was it like? This is an event that, of course, helps orphans and widows. It's been for several years, but what was it like, especially in these days, to come here and speak to these orphans?
Well, I think it's a great mitzvah, and I want to thank the organizers. It's been very impressive to see the kids beautifully dressed, mixing their feelings in a very unique day where they came from the Kotel. And I had the privilege to congratulate them as the President of Israel and tell them that, we bless them with good life. We know that they're overcoming enormous pain, but on the other hand, they're also maturing and moving forward. And I want to thank the Chabad people of all facets of Chabad.
Well, let me ask you about that.
Amazing word.
We're living in a
last
world.
Question.
We're living in a world where many people are hesitant to express their Judaism in public. We hear, what does it mean for Chabad to be out there?
Well, look, I have enormous respect for Chabad. I myself was blessed twice by the Rebbe. I see Chabad operating all over the world. I know that many shluchim and many organizations are going through attacks, anti-Semitic attacks, but Chabad is going from strength to strength, and I want to wish them only good. Toda rabba to them.
Toda. President Herzog, thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, we just heard from the President of Israel, Isaac Herzog. Let me get your reaction to Zalman, to what the president had to say there.
It was, number one, I was very pleased that the president joined, and we were actually told by the security that he's not going to come out here. And then the last minute, I see the president on his own chose to come out here. We're actually sitting, just for location, we're sitting in the main hallway facing Jerusalem of the International Convention Center. I obviously understood there was a hesitation for the president's security that the president should come out over here. It shows how important an event like this is to the country, that the country is able to the country, that the president feels an obligation to come to such a
What does it say
event.
about the respect he has for Chabad and for the Rebbe? And this is someone himself who knows of Jewish tradition and comes from a rich background.
It's like I mentioned earlier, this is not our first time together with this is Rachel Martin. We'll get to it in a second. This is, like I said, this is not his first time partnering with Colel Chabad in many projects, both in his capacity and when he served when he served the country in the Knesset in multiple capacities, primarily in social welfare, and then now as president. I would like to wish him long life, much success, and the wisdom and understanding to stand up to the many challenges that he has now in leading this country, in his role in this country, and his responsibility going forward. Now I think we should go to.
Right, we're joined now. We have a guest, Rachel Martin. She is the director of the Widows and Orphans Intervention Program, and this is an event about widows and orphans. I spoke earlier how the Rebbe saw tzedakah especially applicable to widows and orphans. There was a special place for his heart. Let's talk about your work and what you do in terms of this and how it relates to this event today. Yes.
What? We'll translate what she says.
Okay.
אני אדבר בעברית.
She will speak in Hebrew.
כן. ברוך השם, אני זוכה ללוות ולהמשיך את דרכו של בעלי.
Yes.
בעלי הקים את עמותת חסד מנחם מנדל.
Yes.
הוא נפטר לפני כמעט 3 שנים.
Your husband passed away 3 years ago. Again, our Zichron Levrcha, may his memory be a blessing.
זהו, אז היינו תמיד מעורבים בארגון של חסד מנחם מנדל, ומיד אחרי שהוא נפטר, לילדים היה ברור שאנחנו מצטרפים לארגון.
So your husband, your participation predates. Your husband was, and you were very involved in this, in the Menachem Mendel organization, and you see it as a legacy to continue on and to continue his work.
זלמן, אני אצטרך תרגום. אני לא מבינה. אני צריכה תרגום גם למה שהוא אומר.
אוקיי. אני רוצה שאתה תדבר באופן אישי. תגיד לנו על העבודה שלך. Tell us about the work that you do.
כן. אנחנו מלווים אלמנות ויתומים. יש לנו מאות משפחות של אלמנות ויתומים, כולם צעירים, לכולם יש ילדים בגילי בתי ספר. ואנחנו מלווים אותם לאורך כל השנה, לאורך כל המסלול.
Okay, so you're dealing with young orphans, young people, we know even below the bar mitzvah age, and you are with them and helping them and guiding them through the whole year, through their entire path.
אנחנו דואגים שכשהם יסיימו את מסלול הלימודים, הם יצאו מוכנים לחיים.
Right, and you especially work with them so that they will excel in their studies, in their learning, and in their life as well.
אז העזרה שלנו היא לימודית, עזרה של שיעורי עזר, חוגים, חונכות. זה הבסיס שלנו, שהוא מאוד מאוד חשוב. ילד שצריך לחזור על גמרא ואין לו אבא שילמד איתו את הגמרא, אז החונך שלנו ילמד איתו.
So the emphasis is on education, on learning the Talmud, on chugim, special classes and special seminars for these young people beyond, I guess, their ordinary schooling, said that they will excel, especially in their Jewish education.
בחסד מנחם מנדל מקבלים גם מה שילד במשפחה רגילה לא יקבל. חוגים זה דבר מאוד מאוד יקר, אבל פה אנחנו יודעים שחשוב לפתח את הכישרונות המיוחדים שלהם ולתת להם חוויה של הצלחה.
Right, as people, Israelis know, beyond the normal classes in school, these special sessions and seminars can be quite expensive, beyond the reach of most kids.
I'm sorry just to disturb. I just would like to go live to the hall where the chief rabbi of Israel, the Sephardic chief rabbi, Rabbi Yosef, just walked in. I'm not going to do a translation of his speech. I just wanted to welcome that he's giving a special blessing, the chief rabbi, that's giving a blessing to the students that are here. But I think we should go back to Rachel Martin. That Rachel Martin herself, since her husband's passing, gave up not of herself and of her children, and including Moshe. Moshe is one of the big helpers here. Right? Moshe, he helps in all events for many years, and together with the other Martin boys by all the Chesed Menachem Mendel events, and we're close friends. And soon, when Rachel finishes, I'm going to introduce and interview Moshe.
Okay, so just תגיד כמה מילים בסיום על הוועדה ועל האירוע הזה ספציפי, על הבר מצווה, תוכנית בר מצווה.
בשבילנו זה זכות מאוד מאוד גדולה ללוות את המשפחות. אנחנו מנצלים כל הזדמנות לשמח ולעזור לאימהות באתגר הכל כך מיוחד שלהם.
Right, we try to utilize every opportunity to bring to these children and to these families joy and happiness.
שנה שעברה הבן שלנו חגג פה בר מצווה, מוטי.
Okay, your own child, Moti, celebrated his bar mitzvah at this event, at last year's event.
זה לא פשוט, זה מאוד מאוד כואב שילד חוגג בר מצווה בלי אבא.
It's not simple, it's even painful for a child to celebrate a bar mitzvah without his father there.
וכל הילדים שנמצאים פה וחוגגים בר מצווה, יש להם בגרות מיוחדת, הם באמת מתמודדים עם אתגר לא פשוט.
But for all of the children here who are celebrating their bar mitzvah, this is in a sense, a kind of like a graduation or maturation that is very special.
וכשהם מקבלים כזה חיבוק מעם ישראל, אז הם מבינים שהם לא לבד, והם אף פעם לא יהיו לבד.
Right. When they get a hug from the Jewish people, from the Jewish nation, they understand they're not alone, and that is very special for them.
כי חסד מנחם מנדל זה משפחה.
Right.
וזו משפחה שנותנת כוח, וזו משפחה שעוזרת, והם גם יודעים לפנות כשהם צריכים.
Chesed Menachem Mendel, it's not an organization, it is a family. And it really is a family. It's the Martin family, in a way. And maybe let's hear from one of the...
So Moshe doesn't want to be interviewed.
Okay.
I asked him, but I want to say, אני רוצה להודות למוישי, וגם לא רק מוישי, לכל האחים של מוישי. I want to thank Moshe and all of his brothers, שמנהלים כל האירועים, that they organize, they pack the gifts, הם מסדרים כל המתנות, for this event and for the other events, לאירוע הזה, and to the other אירועים. And we wish מזל טוב and בעזרת השם לחגוג הבר מצווה שלו. בכמה שנים הבר מצווה שלך? 4 שנים? בעזרת השם, we would like to invite everybody to Moshe's bar mitzvah. בעזרת השם. Yeah?
At the Colel?
Yeah, ליד הכותל? Take care.
There'll be room for everybody there.
Yeah, בעזרת השם. I would like to thank Rachel Martin, not just for joining us here on set, but for the work that she does all year. Every day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. She's always available, an extra source of energy. And she has been involved in the institution for many years, while her husband led, and now that she took over the reins, it's something extraordinarily special. משהו מאוד נדיר ועוד יקר, שאת מנהלת את הקרן בכזאת צורה מכובדת ומסודר. And it's really what she said, that it's a family, שזה משפחה. You see it in a very strong way. So thank you very much, תודה. And I'd like to wish you, שיהיה לכם הרבה נחת. You should have much nachas from your children.
תודה, תודה לשר.
Yes, I'm going to go to the kotel from today now.
Okay. So let's talk about the bar mitzvah. By the way, I had my own bar mitzvah at the Colel when I was 13 in 1973. My family came from the United States especially. I know what the feeling, that the spirituality, a feeling of doing your bar mitzvah at the Colel. Tell us about that.
So, all right, Sinai, go ahead and share some of the footage by the Colel earlier today. Earlier today, each of the children were marched down one at a time, their own chuppah. We had a full team dancing. Each child danced alone on the shoulders, danced down the joy that they should feel. They feel special themselves. We also had a team of photographers that's going to prepare for each of the children a beautiful album of them by the Colel, like any other bar mitzvah boy that has the bar mitzvah by the Colel. It's a really special moment where you see the mothers following, watching the procession, the dancing. It takes several hours for each child, but one at a time, and it's done each one in isolation, but it's collection, and each mother has that opportunity to have that feeling of watching their child, and the child going down by themselves, experiencing that joy of the mitzvah, the joy of the bar mitzvah. Now every child gets a pair of tefillin. Those that turned 13, their actual 13th birthday was earlier, had their tefillin delivered to them earlier, and there's a few that soon will be 13, so we give it to them at the bar mitzvah, and it's really a very joyous moment, really very special, and I really encourage everybody that it's an annual event, and if you're celebrating a bar mitzvah, you should plan it. With this, I would like to
Right.
turn over to Colel.
Well,
we'll take over from here.
should say all of this good work would not be possible without people, tzaddikim, that are willing to contribute to this effort and to make it possible with the financial support that is needed. We have one of those benefactors with us, Harry Krakowski from my native New York City. And Harry, you're here with your lovely family. Would you just also introduce them as well?
My wife's Sarah Krakowski.
Yeah, hold this.
My daughter Leah Krakowski.
Very much to meet you.
Okay.
Harry, I want to...
I want to go back.
Go back.
It has nothing to do. The reason we give is because of the people we love and support. Okay? Has nothing, okay? And the work that they do. So it's not about financial aspect or anything like that. It's more about how we can get things done together. Okay? I may be a financial supporter, but you know what? Without having the people on the ground, nothing gets done.
Right. Well, I want to talk about... Excuse me. Okay, Harry, I want to just talk about your own background because I've done a little research. I know your feeling of wanting to be a part of that effort comes in part from your parents and your own personal history. Could you just talk a little about that?
Okay, my father was a Holocaust survivor. Okay, he came from a large family in Poland, and he and his sister were the only survivors from the family. Okay, my mother, turns out my parents were first cousins. Okay, and they met after the war. My mother was on her way back from New York because she didn't like New York too much. Okay, she come from Palestine to New York, and she was on a boat coming back from New York to Israel, to Palestine at that time. And my father, I don't know how my grandfather got in touch with my father, but my father was somewhat traveling throughout Europe after the war. And at that time, he went to pick her up at the boat, at the pier. And I don't know the rest of the story is history.
Right.
And that's part of that history.
Right. And talk about Chabad and your connection to Chabad and why. I mean, there are many, many worthy causes in the Jewish world, but what specifically Colel Chabad, this particular also initiative?
Okay, Colel Chabad. Okay, I got introduced to Rabbi Duchman, I think it was over 30 years ago, maybe there. And it was right away a friendship born. And what brought me into it? I get involved with a lot of Jewish causes, but I like to see hands-on. And that's what I saw in the Duchman family. It's not one generation, not two generations, but everyone was involved. Okay? Shalom Duchman got his whole family involved, and everyone has a different aspect to do in the family. So that's one reason, okay? And I've not just with Chabad, I try to do that with every organization I'm involved in.
Right. And specifically, what is it? I'm trying to think of the feelings that you have. By the way, I was bar mitzvahed at the my family flew when I was 13 years old, our first trip. We came to Israel. I know what a special experience it is.
So what was that, about 25 years ago?
I wish it was 25 years
ago. Well, why wish? You know? You don't look a day over 38.
A little further back, so I know what a special experience. What is it, though, for you to see these young boys have this? And by the way, we just saw the footage of the bar mitzvah. I'm a little jealous. Mine was nothing like that. Those bar mitzvah. What was it like, though, for you to see?
I've been trying to come for the past, I don't know, 15 years, 12 years to the bar mitzvahs. It's an unbelievable experience. But as the boys get it, I remember one year coming here, and a boy came up to me and said to me, "This is going to be my last bar mitzvah." I said, "What do you mean? You only turned bar mitzvah?" He says, "Yes. But I had 5 brothers who were bar mitzvahed prior. And afterwards, I'm the last one, and how am I going to come back?" I said, "You have my personal invitation." But now I'd like to hand over the mic to my wife.
Absolutely.
Okay, and she knows my aspect. She's much better speaker than I am.
Well, let me ask you. I want to, both your wife and daughter, when you being at the bar mitzvah, seeing these young people and what the joy on them and what they're experiencing at the Kotel, how does that make you feel?
It's a very touching, moving moment. There's a big mix of feelings. It's such a wonderful occasion, and combined with a lot of sadness for these boys that have lost a parent, but it's absolutely unbelievable that Colel Chabad steps in for all of these times, which can feel very lonely, and gives them a place to celebrate, a family, and such a warm feeling that they would not have gotten anywhere.
Right. Do you have any, would your daughter like to have anything to say? And talk and Chabad in general, the connection that your family feels with Chabad.
It's a very long and strong connection that my husband has, his family and the Duchman family, and his father and the Rebbe. It's generational.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, just face the camera. Yeah, talk a long connection with Chabad.
It's generational. It goes back for Harry's father, and with the Duchmans and the Rebbe.
Well, let me ask Rabbi Duchman if you have something you want to say too. Here's an opportunity to speak with Harry.
I would like to share, one second,
His family.
I'd like to share that Harry has, for the past 15 years, been to every bar mitzvah. There was times that he came, there was times that he came, landed in Israel at 4 p.m., came straight to the convention center, danced, brings great energy. And one thing anybody knows, anything you do with Harry is fun. Harry brought a special energy to the bar mitzvah, and to all chesed that he does.
It's good.
And I would like to wish them both, Harry, Sarah, and the whole family, Kurkowski family, Arichas Yanim, Shalom Tov, great health in all the charitable work that they do.
Thank you.
But it's also a generational thing of Jewish leadership. From Petrakov, the Kurkowski family was the head of the community, where Rabbi Lau's family were the chief rabbinate. So we wish them continued generation. 1 second, Nord, in 1 minute. As soon as we finish with Kurkowski, I want to go to Nord from Jerusalem.
Okay, first let me say thank you once again to the Kurkowski family.
Thank you for having us.
For all their generosity, and we'll see maybe next year.
Absolutely. God willing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From New York.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Harry, and thank you, Kurkowski
Bye,
family.
bye.
Now I would like to introduce Noor. Noor is one of the boys from the Bar Mitzvah. He wants to be on television, and this is Noor. This is your opportunity for 15 minutes of fame. זה הזדמנות שלך להיות בטלוויזיה, בלייב, בלי צחוק. אתה תדבר בעברית ואני אתרגם לך.
סבבה, אני אדבר בעברית. מה קורה, חברים? אני פה באמצע לייב. אנחנו פה בירושלים, היינו פה בכותל. אנחנו באים, וואלה, היה כיף בכותל. פענו, התפללנו, הנחנו תפילים. כמובן חשוב ביותר להניח תפילין כל בוקר, חשוב. אנחנו פה באולם, מביאים לנו פה אוכל. וואלה, לי יש תפילין, אני מניח כל יום, ברוך השם, אשרי, ברוך השם. רגע, אפשר לנגד לך בזקן?
מה קורה פה בפנים?
וואלה, פה בפנים אנחנו פה אוכלים אוכל, מביאים לנו אוכל. הכל על בית חב"ד, וואלה, אוכל טעים, הכל על בית חב"ד. כפיים לבית חב"ד, חייב, צריך לבית חב"ד. אני צריך לבקש תודה, להגיד תודה על כל השנים שהם נותנים לנו דברים. זה לא מובן מאליו, אתם יודעים, אתם צריכים להגיד תודה, להניח תפילין כל בוקר. הנה, זה אמור להיות ההשראה שלכם, להניח תפילין כל בוקר.
Thank you very much, Noor. I'd like to give you a lot of הצלחה. I'd like to give you a lot of success. שיהיה לכם הרבה הצלחה. ואני מאוד מתגאים שאתה מניח תפילין ותמשיך, ולא רק להניח לבד, not only to put on film by yourself, גם לחברים שלך, שעוד לא מניחים תפילין, גם להניח תפילין.
אתה צודק, אתה יכול לתת לי לדבר? הנה, אם אתם רוצים לכתוב באינסטגרם שלי, NUR53 משהו. הלאה, תודה רבה, יאללה, ביי.
Thank you so much.
תודה רבה, תן לי כיף.
Thank you. So
I think we may have seen a future star of Israeli television.
100%. I love the energy. Here. The children are having fun. It's very important to show them, for them to experience them fun. In the hallway behind us, you'll see a full pass entry of many Knesset members, rabbis, Knesset members, entering and exiting. Some of them will be able to see live. Some of them will be able to see their speaking. There's a very interesting experience that we have together with each of the children. There's a running game show that they ask children questions. Each of the children have a small piece where they could give the answers A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each of them ask a question. And then I would like to on that side. Tav, face this way.
Okay, we have a guest here. Have a seat.
Go ahead. You're my Rabbi Shalom Duchman.
Rabbi Shalom Duchman.
Your national director.
The national director of Colel Chabad. Rabbi, I just ask you to sit. If you could sit, Rabbi Duchman, facing that
camera. And hold the camera. And Chaim.
Of course.
The microphone.
We'll get the rabbi.
Get a l'chaim at least.
We'll give a l'chaim, and please, if we could get a glass of water for the rabbi as well. Rabbi, let me ask you. Let's talk about Colel Chabad and your family connection to it. It's extraordinary how the Duchman family has become so connected with Colel Chabad, the oldest charitable organization in Israel. Can you talk about that and talk about how that began?
Well, I don't think that you have enough time for me to speak about the connection of the Duchmans.
We'll try to make it.
Because my grandfather's grandfather, you're going back at least 130 years, that he was connected with Colel Chabad. We have, in fact, letters from him that he wrote to his family, how he's involved with Colel Chabad, how he brought money to the Rebbe for Colel Chabad, etc., etc. And then that was also with my great-grandfather, was exactly the same way, and my grandfather. And just bear in mind that my grandfather passed away at 60 years ago. So you're talking about a very, very long time ago of people, of families that are involved with Colel Chabad. And of course, this went to the offsprings, both my father and my aunts and my cousins and everybody else. So yes, indeed, it's a very, very special privilege to be part of this great organization.
Now, Colel Chabad, I mean, we haven't even discussed the full range of its activities here in Israel, and abroad, which are many. But let's just start by talking about this particular event and this particular program of helping with the widows and especially the orphans, helping them, guarding them in this period of sorrow and hardship, and then really climaxing in this magnificent Bar Mitzvah celebration. Let's talk about this particular aspect of Colel.
So this particular aspect of Colel Chabad was always, widows and orphans was always, of course, very, very dear to every single Jew. This is a central point when the Torah speaks about charity. The first thing that the Torah mentions is the widow and the orphan, and therefore one understands that they go through extraordinary challenges and extraordinary issues. What we've tried to do, and what we were revolutionary in doing, was not just helping out in the immediate help of the widow and orphan, but really to build something that should be able to be everlasting, something that we should be able to revitalize and rearrange and reorganize the life of the widows and orphans. And we realized that a major part of that is through education. A lot of these children have very difficult issues, challenges, in terms of, besides economic challenges, educational challenges, and that's where we focus on more than anything else, giving the proper tools to the widows and to the orphans, that they should be able to graduate high school, they should be able to be ready to go to the army, to be able to go to yeshiva, to be able to be ready to take on the big world.
Rabbi Duchman, the program is not new, working with the orphans and widows and the Bar Mitzvah program. It's not new, but in the last few years, given the situation in Israel, the conflicts, I mean, I was just looking over some of the children that are here in the hall there and have been out, and their fathers, victims of terror attacks, fathers who fought in Gaza, who in Yehuda v'Shamron, in Judea and Samaria. How has it been just the last few years? The relevance, unfortunately, in a way, of this, it's almost a program that was faded for this period in Israel's history.
The last few years have really been extremely challenging, and you hit the button on the head, because it used to be more that we have to take care of the orphans. The widow was not such a big factor. Unfortunately, since October 7th, we have young mothers, widows, mothers that are in the 30s, that have little children at home. And besides the children, taking care of the children, you have to take care of the mothers. They don't know how to handle it. And we have to find the tools for them, to give them the tools and the way to overcome these issues. And this is something that we were not ready for, but thank God we have an incredible dedicated staff, people that are dedicated 24/6. They're there with them all the time, and they're finding different ways to encourage the mothers. For instance, once a month, every one of the mothers has a certain place where they go out for one evening. They do woodwork, all kinds of work, mothers themselves. We put together 25 mothers together, some older ones and some younger ones. They should be able to encourage each other. Once every 3 months, we put together 60 mothers together. We take them to Mitzvah Yichor, for an outing 24 hours that they're not with the kids. We find babysitters for the kids. They're there themselves. First of all, we pamper them, and then we also give them the tools and the therapies, how they should be able to come back to their families rejuvenated and to be able to begin again with a new fresh start.
Right.
Just some of these little programs that we do. These are just the little things. But the most important thing is that we have 8 angels, social workers, that are involved and that are together with these mothers every single day, 24/6, except Shabbos.
Right. You know, I said at the top of the program, everybody knows Chabad. I was in India last year. I went to the Chabad house in Pushkar, which is the Hindu pilgrimage city, and it's right out there. Everybody knows Chabad. Not everybody knows Colel Chabad. Some of the people watching on ILTV, this may be their first exposure to it, even at the first time they're hearing of it. I just want to ask what you have to say to them, those who may not be familiar with the work that the organization has been doing.
You're welcome. Welcome to join us. Welcome to here. Welcome to. We're very grateful that you've taken your time to be with us. It's a tremendous inspiration, a tremendous chizuk to us, and keep up. Continue to be with us. Continue to support us. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we hope that together we can really make an impact and a big difference.
Right. So, do you have anything to say to your father, or would you rather he maybe has something to say to you?
It's really a unique opportunity, something that the Rebbe spoke very strongly about charity and about the passionate communal activity to be done on a not just on a private level, but on a familial level. You know, in America today, especially when it comes to when it comes to non-for-profits, there's a lot of discussion about ulterior motives, etc. And the Rebbe saw it the exact opposite with family and nepotism. Not only did the Rebbe see it as not a question, but quite the opposite, because the passion is usually much stronger. Like my father mentioned, my father's a 5th generation involved in Colel Chabad. I'm number 6. My children will be, God willing, number 7. Until Mashiach comes, we hope to continue this tradition. And the same thing is on the donor side, and on the other side, there's many families. Charity is also something that should be done on a family level. We saw Harry Krokowski here together with his daughter, already developing for the next generation to continue as a supporter of Colel Chabad. And that is the strength of an institution where it's not just the partner, but we could partner with the entire family. And that is something that the Rebbe spoke very much about, and it's something that Chabad very much excels in. And I think it's something when it comes to such things, it's something that should be really learned. So it's a great honor to be part of such an institution. Like my father wouldn't mention, but he was, every single leader of Colel Chabad was directly appointed by the Chabad Rebbes from the first Yaakov Smolensk in 1788 until my father was appointed 190 years later by the Rebbe in 1978, where he grew the institution from what was then a relative much smaller than it is today to what it stands today. So it's a great honor and pleasure to be part of such a thing. And
while we're talking, I'm looking at the screen. If we could show the inside, the celebration, the dancing, what a party! What a party! And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, this is not the kind of bar mitzvah that every kid in Israel can afford to have. This kind of celebration.
These kids are our heroes. These mothers are our heroes. These fathers are our heroes. This is right here. This is our survival. This is the reason. There's no greater celebration in this room. This is a celebration of soul. This is a soul celebration of the reason, the focus of our survival. We're around after so many years, trials, tribulations, issues. We were always the minute with 0.002% of the world. And nevertheless, we're here and we're stronger than ever. You know why? Because of this room. Because we all come together and we're all together and we will never give up. We will never give up. We are one.
I'm even a little jealous watching that bar mitzvah celebration. I want to talk about maybe a little about the importance of this. It's fun, it's partying, it's dancing, but it is part of a bigger education process. It's about bringing these kids to their roots and their Jew. Because we should mention that these are not all kids that are coming from a deeply religious or spiritual background.
This is not about bringing children back to roots. This is about educating children. They should be ready for life. Our goal is that each one of these kids should be ready to join the Israeli army. Our success, when are we successful? When our orphan goes into the army, we know that we've been successful.
Right.
This is not about religion. Religion is very, very important, and kids that are religious, we want to bring into religion, but this is not to promote religion. This is to promote menschlichkeit and readiness to be able to handle the world.
Rabbi Duchman, I want to thank you for joining us on our broadcast and for all the good work and the chesed that you have done over the years.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure and an honor to speak to you.
It's a privilege to be here and to be with you.
Thank you so much.
Chazak ve'amatz.
Thank you so much.
It's a great honor to be part of such a great event. If anybody would like, whoever would like to participate,
right? We have another guest joining us.
Yes, we have another guest joining us, Mr. Arthur Luxemburg. Mr. Arthur Luxemburg.
Arthur Luxemburg, chairman of the United Soup Kitchens of Israel. We talked about how none of this would be possible without the generosity of people like Mr. Luxemburg. Arthur, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I want to first of all look at this party, Arthur.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. It's epic, awesome, a very emotional experience to be here.
How did you get it? I'm a little jealous watching this kind of bar mitzvah. I wish I had a bar mitzvah like this. Arthur, you're from New York, successful in a businessman. How did you get involved both with Chabad Colel and this program?
You know, I was introduced to the organization probably 30 years ago. Reb Zalman, 30 years ago, and I was giving money, twice a year before Rosh Hashanah, before Pesach, and I mean it's an unbelievable story. And I was here as I was traveling to Israel a lot during those times, and one Motzei Shabbos, I was staying in a hotel, and after Shabbos, which I typically did, very late at night, I would go to the Kotel, and I was surprised to meet Rabbi Duchman there. And I knew Rabbi Duchman very well, and I had very good feelings for him. And it was there at that time that he showed me a spot right behind the Kotel, facing down the Kotel, and he offered me an incredible opportunity to partner with him in building a soup kitchen there for needy people. And I told him, of course, I would help, but helping wasn't what he was looking for. It was more of a partnership that I would sponsor it. And he basically, I told him I'll think about it. And he said, I have 5 minutes. I have 5 minutes to think about it. And I laughed. I said, what happens after the 5 minutes? He goes, I go to the next person. He goes, this will change your life. Sponsor this on behalf of this organization, and it will change your life. And guess what? I agreed, and that's what happened. It changed my life.
By the way, let's talk about where that soup kitchen is located, because that's pretty special.
So I'm saying, there's no better real estate, in the world, number 5 or number 1 Western Wall Road. I mean, you can't even make that up.
They're at the Kotel, at the Western Wall.
Yeah, it's the actual address. And then, we bought a building right next to it, which we use as like a skybox, where we host guests and we open it up for dinners. And it's just a wonderful experience to be part of this, great chesed.
Arthur, I have done a little research, and I know that your wife got you a very special present for the 30th wedding anniversary, if I'm correct.
Yes.
20 years ago. Would you tell that story, because it directly connects to this event tonight?
Yeah, and...
It's okay. Take a moment.
No, Randy's home.
Your wife.
Randy, my wife, is home. And nobody knows what to buy me. Nobody knows what to buy me. So what she did was she sponsored, I think on this very event, this very day, she sponsored. They rented out the whole amusement park in Tel Aviv.
Right.
And that was
2014.
And that was the gift. And that was the gift. And it couldn't be. The only thing was I wish that I knew about it so that we could be there for it.
Right. Hundreds of kids taken. These orphans who have been in such hardship brought for a Yom Kef, a day of fun, at a water park. I mean, how special?
It's unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Check into a hotel, we take for granted, oh, your room is not good, or your room is not ready, or the airport was too crowded, you waited on a line, and then you come here and you plan to spend a few days surrounded by chesed, and you realize how lucky you are because there's so much need, there's so much going on and to be part of an organization like this, which is so powerful and challenges that need on every single level, whether it's health, whether it's education, whether it's housing, MS centers, dental clinics, wedding halls. We dedicated a wedding hall in memory of my father. And this, of course, Bar Mitzvah, which we're a part of and we're doing and we're part of for decades. And to see it continue like this, even during difficult times, is emotional and very, very important and powerful.
During difficult times, I was just, and I've said this to several of the people we've spoken to, this is not a new program. I mentioned that 2014 was when you took the orphans, but just think of what Israel has gone through in just the last few years. And I'm looking at the list of the children, and some of the children are here. They're the children of war heroes that fell in Gaza, that fell fighting terrorists in Judea and Samaria. The victims of terror also. How special is that, especially at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, Rabbi Dochman inside a few minutes ago showed me the list. And it's a list like an accountant would have of every child. What parent was lost, when they were lost, details about every child. Nothing done on the back of a napkin. And I said, I want to carry that around. Make me a copy of that. And I want to carry it around with my other things so that I feel more connected to it. And it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I want to give Zalman a chance to...
I'd like to thank Arthur, Mr. Luxembourg, for his many years, not only of his involvement in Colel Chabad, but most importantly is, in addition to that, Gadol Ma'aser Yosem Ma'aser, greater is a person that encourages other people to give. The amount of people that he lent his name to, the United Soup Kitchens of Israel, that serves over 1 million meals to elderly in soup kitchens, and during the war delivering to their homes. And Arthur takes a very active role in our soup kitchens program, in the dinner program, and also in upgrading, bringing Colel Chabad into the 21st century the way it should be. A great visionary, man of passion, person that puts his money where his mouth is, but speaks very passionately about Colel Chabad, opened the doors to all of his friends for Colel Chabad. Some doors he knocked on, and some doors he barged open to bring in Colel Chabad for his friends and family. And everybody knows that if you want to give Mr. Luxembourg a gift, what's the gift going to be? Make sure a widow and orphan has fun. You want to do something for him for Pesach, send something special to the needy. And that is really, the truth is, the greatest gift you could give an affluent person. What are you going to buy an affluent person? Another tchotchke, a toy, a game? the greatest gift is you could bring them a good cause to support, and you support a good cause in their honor. And it's something that is that the fact that that Arthur led the way. There's many people there's many copycatters that copy what he does, and he's a great leader. And that's what great leaders do. They encourage other people to do the same.
And on that note, Reb Zalman, I want to just again, I did it once before, because typically, you fly under the radar, and even though you're on television now, you don't get...
Right, I've said that repeatedly today. Everybody knows Chabad, but certainly not everybody knows Colel Chabad.
And when you speak about Colel Chabad, Reb Zalman's father, Reb Shalom Dachman, is really the eagle, behind that. But, it's a family business. It's a family business. And I'll never forget during COVID when there was no dinner because you couldn't be open. We had a dinner. Reb Zalman organized a dinner, remote dinner, a virtual dinner, and it was epic. And he gets a lot of credit for the back office operations that nobody sees, the seamlessness of the organization. And I want to thank him again for his leadership and his love.
Thank you very much, Arthur. We'd just like to share a short video for the audience. This is from 2 years ago's bar mitzvah when David Olner came together with his son. It was something that was shown by one of our dinners where Arthur takes a very big lead-in for everybody to enjoy. A few minute short 3-minute video. Sinai, go ahead, run VTR 1.
Over the years we got to know Colel Chabad through the many different programs that they run, through many different events and meetings with them. It's been amazing to see what they have been able to accomplish. A few years ago, it was our second son, Jaren's bar mitzvah. We had done our first son's bar mitzvah in Israel, and we had really thought that we wanted to do the bar mitzvah there, but COVID created other plans. And in the midst of COVID, right after his bar mitzvah, Zalman called one day and said, "Why don't you come with your son to Israel for 36 hours and experience something that is very important for him as he's at his bar mitzvah age." What we got to experience in those few hours in Israel was remarkable. The main part of the trip was Colel Chabad puts on for anyone who's bar mitzvah age. Many different people who have lost a parent, don't have the opportunity to have a proper bar mitzvah. Colel Chabad puts on a whole bar mitzvah for them. They do a whole ceremony at the Kotel with dancing down and aliyahs and Torah reading, singing and dancing, which then goes into a full bar mitzvah. Massive hall, fully catered, 5-star from start to finish. Top of the line food with a multi-course dinner, top entertainment, speakers, and you really felt like you were at a very special simcha. And each kid there, you could see it. You could see it in their faces from the time they're at the Kotel till the dinner. They really felt like that day was very special to them. And I'm sure that has an impact on them for many years to come.
Me and my daughters were so excited. We wanted to take home, the gift as well. It didn't feel like a handout. It felt luxurious and beautiful, and the women were so excited to be getting this gift. Just the smiles and the warmth and the joy of seeing them get this gift was really just unbelievable and priceless, and there's just nothing like it.
You're really giving people, fulfilling their dreams. You're providing through the trips that they do and the retreats and the activities during Chol HaMoed and the fun events that they have to find a way for these families to get back to a life that they deserve and that they will hopefully prosper and have a wonderful life for many years to come.
That's just one of the many, many moving stories here. I wish we had time for all of them, Zalman, but then we would have to do a telethon of at least 24 hours, maybe next year. But speaking of moving stories, we have another of the guest here, another of the widows that we're meeting today. With us is Galia Igat Chosen Barzilai. Chosen Barzilai, the widow of Dave Barzilai and the mother of Nevo. Galia, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little about your story.
Okay, so I'm 47 years old. I lost my dear husband 2 years ago. In Zayin B'Sivan, by the way. Next week it will be 2 years. It was my entire world. We actually have been together like 20 years. We raised our children together. We had a lot of difficulties, but actually we created from all of this, we took the good things together, and we actually succeeded to be a great family, loving family. He was a very significant character, father for them. And then one day, long story short, he passed away, and we are here. We are trying to be happy for him and for us, to fulfill all his wishes, and to live in happy and to do good for this world. That's it.
Well, tell us about now Colel Chabad, how they got involved, and what has it meant for your family? What is
so I want to say something. I thought my whole life that I'm a person that helps, that gives, but then I met you guys. Actually, you have the power to take us and a lot of families and keep them going, to live in respect. Everything I need, they are helping me with money, with activities to our children, and now all this bar mitzvah party. Thank you for having such a great people in our world. Really, it's priceless.
Gaia, I actually was born and raised in America, but I had a bar mitzvah at the Colel, at the wall, the Western Wall. My family flew over, and that was a formative experience of my life. May have been a big factor in my eventually coming to Israel, because I had a bar mitzvah at the Colel myself. What was it like for you, for Nevo, your son, and for yourself to have that experience?
At the Colel?
Yes.
It was very moving and touching. It combines a lot of feelings, because in the one hand you are very happy to see your boy gets to age of 13. Jerusalem, the Colel itself, it's very moving and emotional for us. And the memory of my husband, their father, that probably he's here with us now, and he was at the Colel too.
Yeah, it's certainly he's here. Certainly your husband is here.
So it was very, very, how do you say it, emotional.
Yes.
Very happy also.
Yes. Speaking of happy, I'm looking at this bar mitzvah. I've said it, I'm kind of jealous, because I did not have a bar mitzvah like this. Not many kids, and unfortunately there are many kids in Israel that can't have. Maybe, growing up in America, you take these kind of celebrations for granted. In Israel, no. What does it mean, looking at that screen and knowing your son is in there and with these other kids, having this kind of bar mitzvah celebration? And what will it mean for him, his connection with his Jewishness and his heritage, having this kind of experience?
I think for us it means a lot, because we are coming from משפחה חילונית.
A secular family.
So we don't actually do all the things that you are doing
Right.
here. But now it's very, very give us strength
Yes.
to know that we are not alone, that God is with us, that you are with us, and actually you are teaching my kid how to להניח תפילין.
Right, how to lay tefillin.
Exactly. So for me, it's very, very important because I have you to connect me a little bit more to ליהדות.
Right, to Judaism.
Exactly.
Galia and Zalman.
I would like, Galia, in the name of all of the international family of Colel Chabad, I'd like to thank you for letting us be part of your life. From my experience, the women here are extraordinary heroes that raise their family in such a special way, with such a great responsibility, and they take it and they triumph in such a special way. So I'd like to thank you for allowing us to be part of your life and part of your experience, and letting us to be part of your story. Your story is not your own private story, but it's a story that you allow to share it with us, for us to be part of this heroism. And I want to wish you much hatzlacha, good life, and much nachas from your children, and to watch them continue to grow. And I assure you, we will stand beside you, the entire Colel Chabad family, beside you, until your children are all married off and beyond.
Thank you
Mazal
very
tov,
much.
mazal tov.
Thank you
Mazal
very much
tov.
from the bottom of my heart, and I really, really, really don't think I could sit here if it wasn't you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. It was
Thank
our
you.
honor. Thank you.
With this, again, we see the joy of the hall that's continuing. The party is continuing. And with this, the next one, Colel is going to be my younger brother, my little brother. Whatever he does right, he learns from me. Whatever he does wrong means he's not a good learner. This is my little brother Ephraim.
I'm meeting the entire Duchman
You're meeting
family.
not the entire Duchman family.
Not the entire family.
But I work with two of my brothers and my father. The four of us work very closely together. And I'd like to go ahead, Colel, you take over.
Well, first of all, Rabbi.
First of all, sit up with your back straight. Face that's your camera.
That's your
and
camera.
Speak loud.
This
Here.
one here. No,
I'm a good
this one
teacher. I
here.
teach my brother what to
This
do.
one here, but I want to. Again, this is the question I've asked your brother, your father. What does it mean to you? Colel Chabad is such an integral part of your family. I mean, it's almost like it's not a business. It's almost like a family. What does it mean for you, especially on a day like this when you come and we see this kind of a magnificent event? How are you just even feeling now emotionally?
It's amazing to be here today. I've been getting messages now on my phone, those that are watching live from Boulder, Colorado, and friends from Boynton Beach, Florida. We have friends in Boston, which are watching, friends in Brooklyn, and I see many donations came in as well since the live. You know, people inspired to help these orphans, especially many of these boys. We're helping them to go to camp in a few months. It's special to be part of the family history and involved with Colel Chabad. Just want to share, we just kept spending hours this morning by the Kotel and being at the Kotel, dancing with these kids. Every child comes and, they come, some of them with a mother, some of them with their grandmother or a relative that brings them to the Kotel. And the way the Colel Chabad staff and the social workers meet them and with a smile and a hug, and each child gets their pair tefillin and dancing with them to the Kotel. It was a beautiful morning. We're talking about 125 boys. Every boy coming, getting a new pair of tefillin, opening up it from the plastic, fresh, clean, and the first time they're putting on tefillin.
Right, I just want to say, we just before you had a lovely lady, Galia, a widow, who came from a secular background and said, without this program, for her son Nevo. She doesn't know that he would be having this experience. This is sort of the essence of what the Rebbe's mission was, the hikravut of bringing Jews to their heritage.
And everyone, there were two boys that I was speaking to from Bet Yam. They said they had never been to the Kotel before. They're twin boys. They got their tefillin right there and then. Their father, they're the only two in their family. Their father passed just a few years ago. And they said they were never at the Kotel. They would have never came to the Kotel, besides for their bar mitzvah now. And then there was another two boys from Tzfat that their fathers were killed in the Meron story that happened many years ago. And these two boys from Tzfat, I'm sure they've been to the Kotel many times. And we're bringing kids from all around the country, all different types of backgrounds, and them coming and celebrating the bar mitzvah together. And they're coming, they're proud, they're dancing, they get a beautiful pair of tefillin, beautiful bag with their name on it. Everything just done in the most beautiful way. The rides they got here, the lunch, the dinner prepared. You're able to see the smile. You're able to see the excitement in these kids' eyes. Right. And like many of the speakers were speaking, it's very hard. These kids went through a lot of pain. They went through a lot of hardship. And for them to be able to celebrate and be happy.
You mentioned the international viewers. You mentioned there are people in Florida, in Colorado speaking. We here in Israel, we know what the last few years have been like. And we know, as I said, looking at the stories of some of these boys. You mentioned the Meron disaster and Mount Meron. But of course, the war in Gaza. We have children, sons of war heroes who fell in Gaza, of those who fell in some terror attacks in Judea and Samaria. I want to maybe say a word especially to those viewers that are watching out in the United States, what this kind of event, what this kind of program, the relevance it's had, as we've said repeatedly, it's not new, but there is something particular, timely, and relevant about it. In a way, unfortunately,
Definitely.
About the last few years.
Definitely. There's been there's 180 widows out there since October 7th that left children under the age of 18 out of the soldiers that were killed from October 7th. 114 of those families are already being helped by Colel Chabad. And something new that we started is that not only do these orphan boys, besides the bar mitzvah that we're doing for them, these boys are getting help throughout the year. Many of these kids are going to music lessons, basketball lessons, sports, all different other activities, and helping them experience their talents. And tutoring in school, Colel Chabad is paying for. But we also started the same program for the mothers. A lot of the widows of October 7th, you can see a lot of them are much younger widows, and they also need the time off. That's why we have a retreat for those widows. So the mothers that you're meeting here tonight, and you see the way the mothers are standing watching their kids dancing.
Absolutely.
You see they're crying, but they're happy to watch their kids being able to celebrate. You see the mothers pulling over their kids to the chief rabbi of Israel to get a blessing. You see the mothers, they don't have that father there that will push them in. It's their mother pushing them in to get the president, to give them a handshake. And but the October, you see many children over here that, their fathers, they lost their fathers. Some of them even, it's very sad, but you've seen the story. Some of them are from post-trauma from October 7th. Kids that lost their father just a couple months ago from other causes and effects from October 7th.
Right. As I'm sure you have plenty to say to your brother off camera. Maybe what you have to say to him now on camera and on this special day. And what's it like to do and see the fruits of this labor, working together with your family and to see it come to fruition on a day like this?
From my experience, from our experience, to speak for my brother and I, the greatest experience is that when donors thank us for involving them in this institution and the pride that the donors take in their partnership with it, something that is of extremely rewarding. We thank. So even though it's my responsibility to thank some unique gifts that came in the last hour, associated directly for the Tefillin campaign, for today's Tefillin that was given out, 125 pairs of Tefillin, including Henry Gindi, I'd like to thank, and Ira Cohn, and Andrew Weiss, and Erica, and David, and Yaakov, and Brett, and Daniel, and Justin, and Mark, and Matthew, and James, etc. But all those people,
what a tremendous response.
It's really a tremendous response from all over. But the greatest gift is that when the people thank us, so really we serve like a shadchan. We're matchmakers to match the right people with the right project. Colel Chabad as a whole, many a full range of projects. Some of it was being mentioned now, and some of them throughout.
Right.
And this is a great honor for both my brother and I to work together, and on a generational level. So I'd like to thank my brother for joining us here on set. He wants to go dance. So thank you very much, and we look forward to continue growing. And of course, we wish everybody that should be Od Yoter Tov, that should be only good, and Od Yoter Tov, and even more good, and even more good, and even more good.
Yes. Parting words, Ephraim.
Let's go for a few minutes to watch just the singing and the dancing without a little bit break, to be able to watch just what's going on live today. Thank you. Kalev will be back in a few minutes here in studio.
Thank you. ורק תנהיג אותי ברחמים כאלו כמשה, בעולם הזה נקרא רחמים. אבא שלי הוא כולם שקר, אתה שומע תפילות ומחייך נהיה בריאים ונשיר שהשם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. השם יתברך תמיד ותמיד יהיה לי. ועוד יותר טוב, ועוד יותר, ועוד יותר, ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. איזה כיף יהיה לנו רק טוב, ועוד יותר טוב. ותהיה לי פרנסה, תהיה לי עשירות, ורווקים ורווקות, תהיה לכם זיווג. תהיה גם רפואה שלמה ובריאות איתנה, חיים יפים מאושרים. נכון יאיר בנו האור, תאיר האמונה, תהיה לנו חוכמת אמת ודעת ובינה. יבוא כבר משיחנו ובלי שום מלחמה, נאכל גם אבטיח, יהיה לנו יום חג. תהיה תמיד אוהב אותי, רק טוב ויהיו השם תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. תהיה לי עוד יותר טוב ועוד 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 יותר טוב, שתמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. עם ישראל חי! ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב, תמיד יהיה לי רק טוב.
And welcome back with us. And we've talked about some of the stories of these families and these children. And
I would like so first I would like to pause for station identification. You're joining here live the Colel Chabad Bar Mitzvah, Mega Bar Mitzvah for 125 orphans, live from Jerusalem. I would like to thank ILTV for broadcasting live. I would also like to thank COL Live, based in New York, for feeding this broadcast to their viewers. And I would like to thank all those that are watching and for joining us here for the great joy. Each of these, when you say 125, it's 125 children, 125 individuals. But each of these children have a unique story and a unique life. And some of the stories that we captured from earlier bar mitzvahs, that we recorded from those that came to visit, and shares a story, special story led by David Shabe. David Shabe joined us by the bar mitzvah 2 years ago, and we captured a wonderful story that him, together with his friends, joined. And I'd like to ask Sinai if you could please begin and run VTR 3 for us to see one of the great stories of a past bar mitzvah.
I see a guy in a wheelchair, and I see that another guy's pushing him, and they bump into me. I turn around, I see the guy in the wheelchair, and he tells me, I want to dance with my grandson. I take the grandfather, I push him right next to his grandson, and the grandfather's shining bright like you never saw in your life. He has a tear coming down his eye, and the grandfather grabs the boy like this, puts him on his lap, and he gives him a blessing, and he starts crying. A week after the trip, Rabbi sends me a picture. He's the oldest of 5 brothers. That's what Colel Chabad is helping. These are the families that they're helping. They're helping people from broken families like we could never even imagine. And this was just one kid.
That is just one of the many stories, moving stories, Zalman, that we have so many. I wish we could put all of them, give them all time in front of the camera tonight. Of course, we are limited by time, but we do have yet another one of the mothers here with us, Rinat Katz-Wolf, one of the widows with us. Rinat, thank you for joining us. I would like you to tell us a little about your story, as much as you can, your personal story, and then how you became involved with Colel Chabad.
Okay. Well, my husband passed away for 11 and a half years, and we lost him because he was sick. And I was just left with twins. They were 1 year old and 3 months, and my oldest was just 4.
Wow.
Obviously, they didn't understand what's going on, and they didn't understand about the ill of my husband. And since then, I'm living with my kids alone, and I'm raising them. And through the help of the Colel, they help me so much.
How do they help you?
There was a woman, magic woman, I called her, named Leah. She's with me on the phone all the time when I need her. And she assists me every time I need to get help for the kids with private lessons in math, in English, and through the help of their Colel, my kids got the opportunity they have. They can use the potential to be good person, good and be big people.
Right. I don't know that our foreign viewers understand how much those extra lessons, chugim, subjects like math or English are quite expensive here and out of the range for many ordinary Israelis, and how significant that is.
It is very significant because I couldn't afford it by myself. And through the help, they could get the help they needed till today. And today, my son is having the bar mitzvah, and he's still going to go tomorrow to his lesson through this help.
Right. If he's not too tired from all the celebrating. Let's talk about the bar mitzvah specifically.
Why it's so emotional today. I couldn't stop crying in the Colel because it was so... I missed my husband so much today, especially.
Well, maybe he was there in spirit.
I know he's there. I have to tell you something very special. When we finish all the ceremony near the Colel and we get out, he just stood for a few seconds and he spoke with his sister. And suddenly, a white butterfly just came above his head, turned around, and just flew away. I knew he's here. I knew he's here. I know he's here. I know he's with us.
Right. What does it mean for connecting your son with his Jewish roots and his...
It's very important to me. I know it was very important to his father.
Right.
And we're not a religion family, but we understand and we believe and we keep the holidays and in our ways, and it's very important to me that he will have all the way that he's supposed to do his bar mitzvah.
Right. Again.
I would like to, B'Shem, in the name of the whole Colel Chabad family, thank you for allowing us to be part of your life.
Thank you.
Because that permission for us that you share what's your personal hardships with us and let us share makes our life so meaningful. Our community, it's what makes us one. Today, Rosh Chodesh Sivan, is when the Torah said, Ki ish echad b'lev echad. I just want to share, we're right now live. Rabbi Amar, the former chief rabbi of Yerushalayim, is now speaking to the Jewish people, to the children, and he's blessing the children. And soon he's going to do a special bracha, a special blessing together. And so he's asking the children to stand up. If you can make it a little bit louder in my ear, that I could try to translate what the to give internal joy on your head when you take upon yourself the yoke of Torah, because you should have a good life with together with the passion of Torah, because Torah really gives eternal life, and that is each of and every one of you is connected to God directly. And today, you're all living powerfully here today. May you merit great joy, and so be thy will. And we say Amen. Please, children, rise to accept upon ourselves the yoke of the fear of God. Please, all children, he's asking all the bar mitzvah boys to rise, to stand up, and he's going to say a prayer together with the boys. Very emotional part. Shema Yisrael.
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Adonai Hu HaElohim, Adonai Hu HaElohim.
The Lord is our God, the Lord is our God.
Adonai Hu HaElohim, Adonai Hu HaElohim. Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach, Adonai Imloch Le'olam Ba'ed. Adonai Melech, Adonai Malach.
The Lord was king, the Lord is king, and the Lord will be king forever and ever. And everybody is repeating after him, stanza by stanza. Oh, please, Lord, help us. Oh Lord, give us success, please. Oh please, Lord, give us success, please. God, return us to you, and we will return. Renew our days as the past. A little risky doing this on the fly. May it be your will. We turn to our Father in heaven, which obviously has a lot of meaning here tonight. That we should merit to receive the Torah that we'll be celebrating in 6 days on this Friday. To love and may the Almighty God put fear of God before you. And in merit of this auspicious time that we're standing here, God should protect all the Jewish people in the land of Israel and everywhere in the diaspora and the world beyond. May Almighty God protect all the soldiers that are, and return them each home complete without any wounds, without any pain. And those that were wounded should have a speedy recovery. And may God protect those and bring us all the final redemption with the building of the Beit HaMikdash. May it be speedily. Amen v'amen. What a special moment.
What a special.
Very emotional.
And also, Zalman, I have to say, I'm impressed. We have people coming here, Israelis from secular backgrounds.
So I wanted to ask you, if you had a moment to talk to the chief rabbi, what would you want to tell him now?
If I would have what?
A moment to talk to the chief rabbi of Jerusalem, what would you tell him now?
To pray for us all. To pray for us all. Every Jew all over the world, wherever they are, whatever they are doing, to be united, to be together.
To be united. And that is again, the Rebbe saw the big tent.
That's the theme of today, of Rosh Chodesh Sivan, when the Jewish people came to Har Sinai. It said, Vayichan Sham Yisrael Neged Ahar. The verse says that Vayichan in the singular, that they, one, not Vayachanu. Usually it's Vayachanu. I'm not a Hebrew linguist, but that's what I was told when I was a child in Hebrew school. That Vayichan is singular, Vayachanu is plural.
Yeah.
And Rashi says, Vayichan Sham, they rested singular, Ki ish achad belev achad, like one person with one heart. One of the things that we see by an event like today is how we are all one, how we are all united. Although maybe we look different, we may vote different, we may view life differently. That's what makes life fun. That's what gives life color, our differences. If we were all the same, it would be boring.
Yeah.
But we see the unity, the oneness. You have children from all different backgrounds, from all different situations, from medical situations, other situations. But in essence, we're one. And if we ever question that, we could always ask the anti-Semites. They hate us all equally. They don't care how much Shomer Shabbat you are and how much tefillin you put on. They hate us all equally.
I was going to say, if only Am Yisrael could be as united all the time as it is today in that room.
Yeah.
That would be something special.
It's correct. And what you said...
It would be easier for everybody.
It would be easier. And that's what Mashiach will bring.
Right.
And until then, we have to savor times like today, that we come together as one. One in joy. It's a lot more fun to be together in joyous occasions.
Rinat,
thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you and to tell.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rinat.
All the best.
And again, it's a moving story. Again, I wish we had time for all of the stories, but maybe, Zaman, let's take a look now at another one of these stories that we have.
Another story could be Corey Horowitz that also joined us. That is VTR number 2, Sinai. And this, we will go for Sinai. Go ahead and roll VTR 2. Again, I would like to thank COL Live for broadcasting. I would like to thank the ILTV for broadcasting here live from the Jerusalem International Convention Center, the everlasting capital of the Jewish people, Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh, Yibana V'Zikonen. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
And then there was one kid that stands up right by the bima, was very familiar. I knew his face from somewhere, but I couldn't pinpoint where it was from. And he stands up there, and then I see over the mechitza, I see a woman, which was his mother. I recognized her too, and I'm trying to figure out where I know her from. And it ended up being that this was Ari Fold's son and his wife. Ari Fold, his father, happened to have been murdered by a terrorist within that year. Ari's son stands up next to the bima. He's the youngest boy in the family. I showed him the spot, and we rolled to the next parsha, and he lanes, and he did a perfect job. And after the bar mitzvah, I told him, I'm like, that was a perfect aliyah. And then he turns to me and goes, yeah, my father taught me first 6 aliyahs. My grandfather taught me the 7. I knew I was there for a specific reason, And just being there, it changed my perspective on everything, my perspective on life. And I knew that I wasn't there just for a bar mitzvah or for 120 bar mitzvahs. It was for a way larger picture and to understand what Colel Chabad does for each individual child. They go above and beyond, and I just couldn't be more proud to be part of such an organization, such an amazing place.
All right, well, I want to say, let's, again, another moving story. Now, what is happening right now? We had Eurovision the other night. Israel did pretty good, came in second place. It looks like we have
Let's go right now live.
Another
we have the many guests, the many rabbis that come in, and each one present a question where the boys are given a little answer toy, a little answer machine, where they get to give the answer, and it's a competition that runs throughout the night, where there's regular trivia questions, Jewish history, the history of Israel, the land of Israel, the people of Israel. And if you give me a little bit sound, I could try to translate the question and choices. This is in which days of the week do we go up to the Torah? When do they take out the Torah and call up to the Torah? Number 1, 2, or 3. And I didn't get to see the choices, it was too fast. But the answer is number 2, 3 times. Now technically, obviously, on a regular week it's Monday, Thursday, and Shabbat. But even though today we are continuing to the next question. Yerushalayim is called Jerusalem, the holy city. What are the other 3 holy cities? Is it Akku, Beit Lechem, and Akku? Is it Beit El, Bnei Brak, and I can't hear the last one? Or is it Tzvat, Hebron, and Tiberia? What are the 4 holy cities? Jerusalem, we know, that's a given. What are the other 3? And I'll just give you the answer. The right answer is Hebron, the city of our forefathers, where they're buried. That tomorrow we celebrate Yom Hebron, 59 years of the Jewish community returning back from 1929 to 1967. The Jews were not there, and then Tiberias, and then of course the holy city of Tzvat. Now, the next question. How many mitzvot are there? Question number 7. The computer is counting all the points to count each, to see who is the smartest of the bar mitzvah boys and who knows the answer and who could give an answer question faster. And obviously there's 613 commandments. No, not yet. I think it's.
I hope our viewers are playing along with that quiz.
Because they're not in the room, they could do a quick Google search. Right, get the right answer.
Right.
So
reminded me that I was bar mitzvah at the Colel on a Thursday. One of the days, of course, when you can go up to the Torah. Let's go now. We have one more story. One more.
Let's wait a few minutes as we welcome. They are welcoming
for sure.
the Ashkenazi chief rabbi, Rabbi Bir Shalita, that came to honor these children. Obviously, it's very unusual for a bar mitzvah boy to have the chief rabbis, multiple Knesset members, of course the president, and such a great crowd. Rabbi Bir is the Ashkenazi chief rabbi. From Ottoman times, there was always 2 chief rabbis serving both the Ashkenazi, one that serves the Ashkenazi community and the Sephardi community, and of course, every cities. And of course, he's wishing the children, the boys of the bar mitzvah boy, from the depth of my heart, I would like to wish each and every one of you and say Mazal Tov. May you merit, with God's help, to elevate higher and higher. May Almighty God fulfill all your heart's desire for good. Honorable
ברכת מזל טוב שברוך השם עלה לכהן פר כרבה של העיר העברית הראשונה, העיר תל אביב.
He is right now wishing a new chief rabbi to the city of Tel Aviv that was just appointed, that was also present. He's recognizing some of the chief rabbis of cities that is present, that came for this great honor. Obviously, not each and every one will be given the honor to speak, but as a chief rabbi present, he is mentioning some of the honorables that are there. From the depth of my heart, I'd like to bless those that work every single day, each of the day of the year to serve these children. Rabbi Shalom Duchman, that in his merit, that this event is taking place. And I would like to tell you about Rabbi Shalom Duchman. He is a true messenger of the Rebbe, shliach of the Rebbe. And what is the wisdom of a real shliach? And what is a real shliach? A shliach, he knows what would bring the Rebbe satisfaction. And the necessity of a shliach is, just as a sidebar, Colel shliach has to have his own rationale to be able to deliver the message on their own or to accomplish it on their own.
והוא שואל אותי, אומר לי, איזה זיכרון יש לרבה? אמרתי לו, יכול להיות שלרבה יש זיכרון טוב, אני לא מוציא, אבל הוא זוכר לא בגלל הזיכרון. אתה ראית פעם אבא.
He's referring, he went to speak about where somebody commented about the Rebbe's great memory, and he said that the Rebbe's great memory is, perhaps the Rebbe has a great memory, but the memory is when a parent remembers the details of their children, and every parent remembers the detail of their children, and this is something that as a shliach of the Rebbe, of Rabbi Shalom Duchman, representing and being appointed by the Rebbe, so he has learned from the Rebbe how to care for each and every single one. And may Almighty God bless you to continue in this great effort, how to bring great joy and nachas to the Rebbe, because obviously everyone knows that everybody knows that if we fulfill what the Rebbe wants us to fulfill, we'll be doing the right thing. And then he's also recognizing some of the donors that are also present that contribute, including Eliyahu Schlossberg, some of the local donors that contribute this day and every day. And I think the important, all those that help all year and do all the projects, including this project. I came here, I would like to tell you children a few words. This joy is your joy. But I would like to tell you, what is the joy of your bar mitzvah? The Chafetz Chaim says,
והוא היה באיזה כפר, אתם יודעים, רוסיה היא מדינה ענקית, אבל בוולדימיר התגלגל הגלגל והוא נהיה עשיר גדול, ויום אחד הודיעו לו שהוא צריך להיות במוסקבה. גם ולדימיר לא היה חכם מחוכם, אבל הוא הבין שבסוס והעגלה שלו עד מוסקבה הוא לא יכול
from a small village.
אז הוא שואל איך מגיעים למוסקבה?
Small village, a simple guy, Vladimir, and he was very successful. He wanted to have a great opportunity to go to Moscow. He knew his horse and wagon won't make it, so they told him that you should go to the nearby great city in Novorominsk, and he saw a big train to be able to take a train he asked him which class of service do you want for the train from Novorominsk to Moscow. So they said you have a choice. You could take first class, second class, or third class. And he gave each of the advantages of each of the ones of first, second, or third. Vladimir was a simple person. So he bought a first, he says, for me, I'll pay for a first class ticket. And he puts a first class ticket into his pocket. But he was never on a train. He's a villager, so he doesn't know what to do. So then he sees a group of youngsters that are secretly, quietly going in quietly onto the train as soon as it arrived. And these are, I forgot the term for it, but these are people that don't buy tickets and they hide in the storage, in the storage compartments, and they hide what? The stowaways was the word I was looking for. And he sees the stowaways sneak in, so he followed along the stowaways. Although he had in his pocket a first-class ticket, he followed in the stowaways to hide. It's a famous story. That's the bar mitzvah age story for every Jewish boy. It's probably a white. So they catch him, and the stowaways, they say, the next stop we're going to throw you off. They say you can't just steal on, and he says, what do you mean? I bought a ticket. He pulls out his ticket and he shows them that he bought a first-class ticket. So they say, why are you hiding in the stowaway if you have a first-class ticket? You should be in the first class. Boys, bar mitzvah boys, remember that you have first-class tickets, and your continuity of life should be on the first-class level, top level. We are right now, right before Chag HaShavuot, that Almighty God shows us from all the other nations. We're not just another nation. We are something unique, something special. We have to be one nation, and that is what brings light. So I'd like to express to you, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if we could just lower the chief rabbi a little bit as the rabbi continues. I would just like to share, we are 6 days before the giving of the Torah, and you mentioned earlier the concept of tzedakah. We only have a few minutes left. It's something that I've been discussing lately. We're facing with a lot of youngsters in the United States, that unfortunately young Jewish children that have not been educated properly and don't realize that they have first-class tickets to take the ride. And it's necessary to teach. So we have sitting over here on the table 3 tzedakah pushkas. And these are simple things, simple tzedakah pushka that I mentioned earlier, different shapes and sizes, what many of us were raised with. And it is to give a small coin every single day. And even young children that are able to give, should give every single day. And this is something that we could train even young children as the age of 2 or 3 to be able to give tzedakah every day. A young child that does something practical every single day to support the land of Israel, to help the land of Israel, will never end up where we see many Jewish children supporting today. So it's something that we must start as a young age, training children to give tzedakah, to be able to do it every single day, even as a young age. And of course, Colel Chabad also lives in the 21st century, where we have, many people do not carry. So children must use fiat. Old school pushka, they could go to our website, kolechabad.org/pushka, and we'll send out a free tzedakah pushka. And for those people that don't usually carry change, we actually have an app on the App Store.
I think a lot of the young people are not carrying change.
Most young people are not. So at home,
they don't even know what change is, Alman.
Right, they don't know what change is. It used to be where, of course, you could download the Colel Chabad Pushka app. Just go to your Play Store and search tzedakah Pushka, and you could give every single day. You give a little bit every single day, and of course, it has the same sound and experience of the coin dropping into the pushka.
Oh, that's great.
You get the full sound and the full
that
experience.
Is great.
Children need the old school. Make sure you go to the bank. You can pick up a roll of coins. Adults and teenagers, especially your teenagers, talk to your teenagers. They could drive down. And the point over here is not just the amount, but the frequency. Every single day. We have a little street counter to make sure that every single weekday a person gives tzedakah, and this is something practical that anyone could do every single day. When we leave our charity privately, and we don't share with our children what we do, and we don't, so they don't have that education that's necessary. So especially even from before bar mitzvah, from the age of 2 or 3, we should be educating our children to be giving tzedakah, and we should be doing it ourselves. Trust me, there's no better way. With that, I would like to.
Well, I think we're coming now to the end of our.
One more story. One more VTR.
Okay. I don't know that we have. We don't have.
I'm
sorry,
time?
we don't have time for
no
that
problem.
now.
So we have another few minutes.
We have another few minutes. I just want to say, first of all, let me just say, Zalman, I've said several times, I had a bar mitzvah at the Colel that meant so much to me. I lost my father at a young age. I was 13 years old, and he passed away on actually Erev Rosh Hashanah, 1973. I want to thank you for allowing me to join with you on this experience. It has been so moving hearing these women, hearing these mothers speak about their experience, hearing some of the donors and seeing how much it is for them. I mean, there is a saying in Torah that when you give to enrich yourself, not to enrich others, but to enrich yourself, and how much we saw that really demonstrated, certainly speaking to some of the benefactors here.
How does it feel for you joining you yourself that you lost a father at a young age? How does it feel for you personally to take part in a bar mitzvah like this?
Emotional. I mean, it really, really does. I was fortunate my father, that was the thing that touched me, because fortunately my father was at my bar mitzvah. He passed a few months after that. But
what would you tell these children for them on this day?
I would say to them what we heard from some of their mothers, that they're here, they're doing their fathers proud. They're doing their fathers proud, whether their father passed away from an illness, whether he was killed in a terror attack, whether he died a hero fighting terrorists. What they're doing today is doing their father proud, just like the rabbi said. They are not stowaways. They are in first class. They're leading the train now. This is the day. What do we say on a bar mitzvah? This is the day you become a man. And this is their first step towards it, the first step to taking over the train. And Colel Chabad is equipping them, giving them the necessary spiritual equipment to lead that train, the Jewish people, the Jewish history into the future.
Kalev ben David, I'm sure that you are doing your father proud today, taking part in this extraordinary bar mitzvah. And may our Father in heaven, and the fathers of each of these young boys that take great pride and beseech the Almighty God, and to beseech our Father in heaven to see the great kindness that the Jewish people around the world, this bar mitzvah, the 125 children are the children that are enjoying the bar mitzvah, but it's a partnership of thousands of people around the world, tens of thousands of people that contribute to this cause and to many other causes like this. And may our Father in heaven look down and see the great kindness and the unity that we have on this day, Rosh Chodesh Sivan.
Right, what a way to start the month of Sivan and to start the week of Shavuos.
Absolutely. And this Friday is going to be Shavuot, where we're going to receive the Torah. And together with receiving the Torah, we're recreating that bond between us and God, that bris, that covenant between us and God. Everyone should make sure to bring your children to the synagogue on Friday to listen to the Ten Commandments this upcoming Friday for Shavuos. But remember, what unites us all together as one, Jews here in the diaspora, is our connection that we do together, the connection when we help each other, our connection all together as one. And with that, I'd like to give station identification. We are here together, ILTV, the Colel Chabad, Chesed Menachem Mendel Bar Mitzvah, that is also being broadcast on COL Live. And we would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I'd like to thank Colel. I would like to thank all of our donors and all our contributors. And thank you so much. And Colel, I'll give you the last word.
Just thanks to viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much and have a great day. And L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim, everyone join us together.